So like most of y'all search on YouTube, you are either looking for a palm tree, or you have a dead palm tree that needs replaced, or you got hurt with a freeze, a storm, whatever. That's what happened to us. I'm replacing a palm tree on one of the sides of the house. Figured I'd make a film here in case anybody in the Houston area, Galveston, whatever surrounding, because I got a pretty good contact that usually supplies trees to like residential like developers and like commercial real estate. He sells in bulk, but it's a friend of mine that I've known through connections in California when I lived there, etc. And he has a business, and he let me buy one for a fairly good price compared to what the bids were that we had on others. So that's what I'm doing. It's a kind of a do-it-yourself project. I'm matching palm tree on one side of the driveway to the other, and if anybody's interested, see how I do it, and get in contact, leave a message on this video, and maybe I can help you out also. So this tree on one side, but there used to be one on the other side, so it looks good when you pull into the driveway to have one on each side. So the cavity is already here. I'm gonna have to dig it out. The ball is like 18 inches deep by 18 to 20 wide, and you usually want to dig it a little bit wider than you need so it drops easy. But it's gonna be an easy unload from the trailer because it's literally right off the street. So it won't be too labor intensive. I just gotta get to work digging all this out. Fortunately for me, the rain's been really intensive the last couple weeks, so the ground's real soft, so I'm like using this to just break it down without having to dig too much into like clay or hard dirt. So it's going pretty good. I'll show you where I'm at so far. The ground is really soft. That churner or whatever it is with the claw, that really mixes it up, so it saves my energy, etc. Having to dig into the ground even though it's soft. Here, I'll give you an update. So you kind of want to get an idea of the ball size of the roots. Usually it's typically wrapped in like a plastic, and you can see in the photos that I dropped the bottoms where the roots are actually at. Mine is 18 inches deep, and then you want to do like a little cushion as far as the width of the circle, because it's going to drop down and you're going to have to maneuver it off the trailer. So I'm going to do probably about maybe 20 to 24 inches on the diameter and 18 inches down, and you just kind of have to plan out where this tree is going to be sitting and reflected to your desired location, to the house, etc. For me, I can't get too close to the house because I want to have room for the fronds or the leaves to branch out when it spreads, so it doesn't look too weird bundled up next to the stucco. But I also want to leave room to put mulch and soil here close to the road. That way flowers or whatever can be there. So happy medium, that's where the hole is going to be. Just gotta keep knocking it out. I'll edit this video so it's not mundane. Just seeing someone dig a hole is kind of boring and repetitive. I understand, and I agree. I wouldn't watch this video either if it was just somebody digging a freaking hole. But I wanted to mention that here in Texas, you can dial 811 and for free they'll come to your property and they'll do a search for like gas lines, electrical lines, etc., because you don't want to mess with those. It'll be a huge fine too if you do something and you cause a leak or you cause damage to not only your house but someone else's in the area. So keep that in mind wherever you're at. I don't know if you might not be in Texas, but usually in every state they have that feature where you can contact somebody that'll come out to your property before you dig, because they don't want to cause any big problems. It's usually for free that they do that. They don't like charge you anything for the feature of coming out, which in today's age with gas prices, that's surprising that they do it for free. But let me keep going. Once I get the hole pretty much dug, I'll cut back, so you don't have to keep watching some weird guy dig a hole. All right, so it's day 2, still digging the hole. Recommend that you take like a liquid gel or Advil or something, because bending over to do this, and I mean, I'm no spring chicken, I'm 45, so it gets on your back a little bit. So keep that in mind, and then I'll show you the progress that we're at as of right now. Okay, so here's my dilemma. When this tree died from the freeze and the guys were digging, they did not get all of this like root ball, root stump, whatever you want to call it. So digging that out is a headache. So I've done the measurement of the hole, which is going to cover the root ball. I need to go 18 inches down, and then I got a 2 foot by 2 foot, 24 inches diameter here. So somehow I got to get all of these, like, they're just roots and they're hard to just dig. It takes a lot of energy out of it. So I'm going to be using various tools to kind of cheat the system and get that out. I mean, they're not fresh roots, so they're kind of old, so they do have the capability of breaking easier, but still not that easy. So that's what's taking me a little while, but once I get to the 18-inch mark as far as depth, I'm good to go. Definitely harder than yesterday. I wanted to mention that it's going to be tough on your hands, so if you have gloves, it doesn't matter how strong or healthy or young or whatever you think you are, protect your hands, people, because blisters will happen. I can already feel them starting for me, so I did a pause to get some gloves. I've been working on it for a few hours. Wanted to do a pause in the action, show you where I'm at, and a couple tools that made my job easier, so you can keep that in mind if you're doing the same similar job over at your house. Alright, so here's the update. I got a little bit more wiggle room. It's like 27 inches in diameter, and I'm currently dealing with about 12 inches deep. I need to get it to 18. But what I'm finding out that's easier, because the ground is really messing with me wherever these roots are, I've been using this, like, I don't know, mulching tool, and I've been like kind of turning it and loosening up the dirt, and then once I get to the roots, I've just been using like those cutters, and preferably an older pair because the dirt will dull your blades, but that's making my life a lot easier than trying to use a shovel only and go through all these roots, because the roots aren't necessarily completely dead because of the freeze. Started raining on me a little bit, but if you get a water hose on jet and instead of digging, you just spray through all these roots and keep draining the hole and then cutting these roots instead of shoveling them, I'm going quicker by just cutting the roots and spraying through all the dirt, because the dirt obviously dissolves with the water. So I'm almost making a hole with the water. It's a slow and steady progress, but it saves your butt on the manual labor aspect. So that might be a trick for you guys. If you don't want to keep messing around with these roots, just keep spraying it, emptying the hole and cutting the roots inch or two at a time, and eventually you'll get to the depth that you want. Alright, so it is palm tree install, guys. I have some extra guys I'm paying that I found, plus the tractor guy, plus me, so there'll be a total of 5 guys just in case it's needed. But I'm pretty sure, and I'm gonna video record it obviously, that it's gonna tilt right off this trailer, right off the curb into the hole that I pre-dug. And I'll show you how I have everything prepared, how the dimensions of the hole are, etc. And here we go. It's pretty deep. I measured it. It's between 20 to 22, depending on where you put the measurement. And then I got it at 26 inches on diameter. So based upon the measurements of the root ball that I had taken at the place, it should just slip right down in there. So we're gonna basically put the trailer right to the lip of the hole, teeter it off, and then just push it up, obviously, in a straighten. So here's the before, guys. There's the one that's already there, and empty spot. So when I pan out, you can see the before, and we'll get the after. All right, so it took a while to unload this, but he had the trailer, which was really convenient. Got the tree up. I'll give you all the before and after, but I was busy working, so I wasn't actually in video record mode. He wants to say hello, all right? And I'll do the after now, so I'll show you once the trailer's gone. There you go. See how it kind of makes it really nice and even on both sides? And then plus for the holidays, like for Christmas, etc., we wrap the trees on both sides and it looks really good. So that is all she wrote. If you're in the Houston area and you have a need for a palm tree, get in contact with me, because I might be able to save you some money and get you with some free delivery versus the other guys, because my friend kind of hooked me up. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Maybe you learned something. Digging this hole was no small project, especially if you're replacing from where a previous tree was, because there was a lot of freaking roots, and those roots are not easy to dig through. So I kind of used the water hose trick and sprayed it out, exposed the roots, cut the roots with like some like shear cutter like things that I had, and then kind of did the lazy version of digging a hole using water, since it dissolves the mud. But that's it, guys. I'm happy with it. Thanks for watching this far. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to. It's a fun station. Learn how to make some extra money on the side. Till then, y'all take care. Peace.